What's up, Internet? We are here starting a late day with another episode of The Great Bug Hunt 2015 as I drop most of my frames for reasons I don't understand. Awesome. Yeah, that's about the day I've been having. I have just had, like, the worst day ever. I just came back from the store just to get, like, a slushie. And, of course, I go up to pay and I realize, oh, that card in my pocket isn't a credit card. That's a gift card for a haircut. Uh-oh. That's just a small sample of everything that's gone wrong today. It has been a rather unpleasant day. But, you know, we are just racking up enough karma points to ultimately say that this day was bad enough that the one good thing that's going to happen is we are definitely going to catch this dragonfly in the next, like, 13 minutes. It's got to happen. It's the awesome thing that's going to happen today. I'm sure of it. Because I need to be optimistic at some part in my life, damn it. Anyway, let's go to the other town and look for a dragonfly. Oh good, it's Blanca. Well, time is short, so I'm not going to doodle anything on her. I'm just going to give her a little dot nose and call it a day. Because lazy and also time saving. Like I said, we got like 13 minutes to actually try and catch this thing. And if we could just instantly teleport between towns, this wouldn't be such a problem. But alas, technology is just not there yet. Animals cannot figure out faster technology than a coal-powered train. How could they figure out teleporters? It's not like planes could ever be invented in this world. Boop. That's your nose. Now you've got your nose. I had your nose, now you have it. You're welcome. Actually, that little dot nose kind of works for her. Kind of like that. Oh, and it's raining, of course it is. Okay, well, that is just today for you, I guess. Alright, fine. Screw it. Let's go to Tom Nook's and sell whatever fossils we have, because that's at least something we can do. Oh, this day just keeps getting worse. Hey, make a bonsai. I can sell that. Sell a big star shirt. Time to check my presents. All 3 of them. Also, I'm sure we have, yeah, fossils we still haven't sent in our back catalog of these things. Tremendous. That's tickets we don't have. Okay, so we got 2 fossils. That's actually less than I thought. I thought we had like 4. If we don't get too many fossils today, 2 is actually manageable to send out. And we get nothing but garbage fossils because that's just today. It's one of those days. Alright, well, can't go for a dragonfly hunt, which is really hurting our timetable. And there's not really much else we can do, short of just doing random stuff for villagers in this town and hope maybe we find something interesting. I ran out of our town so fast I'm not sure if it was raining or not. If it's not, we could try looking for gyroids, maybe. Well, I'm pretty sure we already have them all. I don't know, like I said, I ran out of the town really quick, so I wasn't really paying attention. So much as I was just complaining about how today is the worst day. Alright, well, maybe Velma's got something for us to do. Aw, she's busy. We're interrupting. I'm sorry. I don't want to bother you, Velma. I just want you to give me something that can take me off my mind for, how bad this day's been. But apparently you've got nothing for us. Fine. Maybe Peaches has a quest. Free fossils. Alright, so that's number 3. We can hold 1 more with a single set of paper. Wow, even Peaches has nothing for us. And we ignore her all the time. You'd think they'd just start stockpiling stuff for us to do, but no. No point really running around looking for insects, because I'm not going to talk to Weber ever. The only insect really worth catching at this point in time, I think, is the jewel beetle, which is pretty rare. We could see about finding a coelacanth, maybe. Or, was it the Arapaimia? Because the biggest fish in the game is worth a few bells, certainly. You want a flower garden around your town? Well, the twist here, Tangy, is all the flowers are getting donated to my town to work on our awesome super garden. Which pretty soon will be a hyper garden. Which will then be at the cusp of being a mega garden. Because we're just getting the world's biggest garden in Animal Crossing. That's just the plan. Like I said, I don't think the Able Sisters are even selling this shirt design anymore. It's genuinely weird to see half the animals in this town just wear it. Alright, so we gotta get this to Spike. I can do that. Let's walk kind of carefully around the river, just on the off chance the biggest fish ever shows up. Not that Ace cares and wants to wreck it for us all. Typical Ace move. Here you go. Goldie is a great animal villager, I think. She's one of the best dogs. She doesn't constantly lie to me like Cookie. Also, hi, TBN Cray. Hey, Spike, do you have something for me while I'm here? Because I'm looking to kill some time, because I can't find bugs in this weather. I can find you a peach. That's no problem. Let's do that. We gotta find Spike a peach. She is a very sweet villager. She is a good dog. I love Goldie. She's awesome. I always get stuck with Peaches. Who sucks? Or Peaches. Yeah, Peaches does suck, and I always end up getting stuck with her too, but I always end up getting stuck with Cookie. Both my towns have her. I would love to join your town, except this is on the GameCube, so I can't very well do that. Unless you want to send me your memory card, then maybe. But that would be a lot of effort. I could have done the N64 one. I was thinking about it, honestly. But then I figured the translation would be a little bit weird, in that there isn't one and I can't read Japanese. Although there was a chance we could have seen Jane in a completely different style. Hey, Goldie's got something else for us. I just had a Big Star shirt. Sure, we'll get this off the cube. Everyone's favorite GameCube-themed penguin. Hell yeah. Let's get this off the cube. Who should be around here, but knowing him isn't. Oh, of course he isn't. Alright, well, I guess we're on a quest to find Cube. Oh, I think Crazy Red comes to town today, which means, you know, tomorrow we'll actually be able to go there and check him out. Which means we might be able to get another one of the 3 paintings we're missing in town. There's Cube. Now, the sad thing is he's wearing his badass GameCube shirt. He won't be once we give him this one, and that makes me sad. But alas, for the sake of having a quest, you must wear this now, Cube. Though he does kind of rock dark purple pretty well. Did you just give me your GameCube shirt? Yes, you did. Awesome. That is a legendary shirt right there. Even more so because it came straight from the source, Cube. Ah, maybe Camo Frog's got something for us. I just can't believe, you know, this day's been so crap, and it's like, alright, I'm gonna feel better, I'm gonna catch that bug today. Oh, it's raining. Awesome. And Camo Frog's got nothing for us. Let's see if Rhoda's got something. Who's also rocking the same shirt I designed. Actually works pretty well on her, too. It complements her yellow and pink feathers. I know Pearl. You know exactly where Pearl is. You were in the same town until you moved out. What are you on about, Rhoda? But yes, I can get this to Pearl, because she's my favorite. That's still in my town. Drone Beetle, not worth anything. Weber jumped off a cliff because he's feeling sad. I know the feeling. Let's see if Pierce has anything for us. Weirdly enough, I've seen butterflies spawn in this weather, but I've not seen dragonflies, and I don't get it. Ah. That dress was a shirt from a character from a cartoon in like the 90s I doodled. It does look quite good on Rhoda, though, I have to admit. I'll go pick up a thing from her. I'm surprised Cookie actually has something for us. Normally she says she does and then lies about it. Then feels bad about it. And then I get angry, because she should not lie. She's not very good at it. Alright, so we gotta talk to Goldie now. I want the comic book. Alright, let's go talk to Pierce, who lives literally right next to Cookie. You know, this is a reoccurring theme with this. It's like, the person who lives next to you always has your thing, and just cannot be bothered to walk 2 feet and hand it to you. It was like that at the start of my original town, too, where everyone lived, like, within the same acre as everyone else. It was bizarre. Gotta get that to Kaisar. Hi, Space Cat. Alright, we gotta get this to Kaisar, who might be in his house, but he's not. He's not even in his acre. Okay, so we're looking for the big monkey again. Okay, well, he's an ape, but still, I think we all know what I'm talking about. Let's go find him. I don't like dealing with him, and I'm surprised he hasn't moved yet, honestly. Okay, there's Chow. Now, the problem is, it's really hard to tell where a villager is. I've been playing... Well, it depends what you mean. I've had this copy since the year it came out. But I've been playing this particular file and been doing this daily Let's Play since the start of the year, January 1st. So, 7 months, give or take. And I plan on at least going for a full year, and then maybe swapping to a different game, but I'm not sure what I'll do at that point just yet. But I play this every single day, so if you want to see some Animal Crossing, you can see it here. And if you want to see an archive of everything else I've done, it's on my YouTube channel. All several hundred episodes of it at this point. Alright, we gotta find Kaisar in order to get the comic book back. And it turns out it was handed to Quetzal, who lives directly south of Goldie. No, I'm not new to this game. I've been playing this game since it came out. This is just a new file I made for the start of the year, because I thought it'd be kind of neat to do like a daily Let's Play type of thing with it. This is definitely up there for me as well. It's a great game. It's easily one of my favorite GameCube games. It's probably my favorite GameCube exclusive. I might be. I might be streaming the new one. The problem is, outside of this and my YouTube channel, I'm currently unemployed, so affording a new game might be a little tricky. But if I can get the funds together, I will definitely be trying to stream the new one. Because I certainly can't record footage of the DS or 3DS ones, and I don't have the Wii one. So really the only other one I have right now that I could record is the N64 one, which is largely identical to this game except in Japanese. And it doesn't have any really like exclusive event items. And Jane looks entirely different because they had to relocalize her to make her more racially sensitive because reasons. Yeah, New Horizons is pretty exciting. I've always loved Animal Crossing. I remember when this game was first announced. Every day for like half a year, I would watch the exact same like 5 trailers of people in like really dumb foam Animal Crossing villager mascots talking like it was like some kind of really crappy live reality show. They were like the worst ads ever, but they were so fun to watch just to see what you could do in Animal Crossing. And I've been hooked ever since. The only one that never really caught my attention was the Wii one, City Folk, because that literally just felt like a port of Wild World to me. I played it, I think, a grand total of like 3 days, and then someone stole my copy, and I just didn't care. Which sucks, because I had that We Speak thing just for it, even though I had no one to talk to. Someone conned me into buying it. I think I have it still sitting in like a box somewhere. I think that was the only game it ever actually worked on, too. Yeah, got that yesterday. Well, it's a great GameCube game to have. This is like one of 2 GameCube games I play every single day. The other being, of course, the very, very awesome Gotcha Force. Although that started as a thing for my channel just because, you know, I wanted to cover every single character in the game just to prove how big a fan of that game I was, and I succeeded. I have the most comprehensive guide in the world and the most videos on that game ever, just because I love that game so much. Alright, so we gotta find a bug. It's a little tricky in the rain, but beetles and cicadas should show up. I think it's 5 p.m. now, so cicadas should be out, but... Oh no, your GameCube's internal clock is going. Well, you know, the nice thing is, Wii's are ridiculously cheap nowadays. So now you can get one of those. You should be able to get one for like less than 40 bucks. I've seen like those little like mini Wii's go for even less, although they don't have a GameCube thing for what I understand. But like that's the thing, I have to play this on my Wii just because my GameCube's disc reader is dead, and it's actually my 3rd GameCube. So the only thing in my GameCube at this point, because it seems to go every time I swap discs, is just my GBA player disc, just because, you know, anything else that can be played on the GameCube, I can play on my Wii, so... My Wii's become my GameCube, my GameCube's become my Game Boy Advance, and my Wii U's become my Wii, basically. And my Switch largely sits around collecting dust. Well, you know, one great thing I've found about Wii's is they're highly customizable, and, you know, if you're really attached to your Wii, what you can do is you can try and repair it. Or, you know, if that's beyond your technical abilities, which certainly it is behind mine. What I did is I took, like, both my other Wii's that are completely broken, and I just used them as, bookends. Because, you know, you don't want to throw out a GameCube. GameCubes are freaking awesome. So, what I did is I basically just repurposed them. Yeah, they can't play games anymore, but they can still be awesome parts of decor. But there's no way I was throwing away my original GameCube. It was the first console I ever bought with my own money. Alright, so I think we have to go to Rhoda's next. Clearly I'm paying attention. Except not. Alright, so Rhoda, I think I need a thing from you. Yes, you were the one I needed a thing. I'll take this Game Boy. That goes back to Cookie. Right, okay. Got it. That's a little strange that your clock is deviating like that. I imagine it means that some internal battery in your GameCube is probably dying. That tends to be pretty... Oh, I don't need to catch a bug now. That actually is a pretty simple fix, usually. I'm saying that based on having to swap batteries in Game Boy Advance games and my Sega Saturn, though. Certainly acquiring a battery for something like that tends to be really inexpensive, because they just run off slightly big watch batteries. And if you go to like any like Circuit City or like knockoff electronics shop that isn't like Best Buy, you should be able to find a battery that'll work. It shouldn't be too hard to figure out. A quick Google should tell you how to repair that, and it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Again, I'm basing this off of Game Boy Advance carts and my Sega Saturn, but still, it's not the biggest issue. Neither of those ever needed to be soldered, and the Sega Saturn at least was designed specifically so you could just pop the battery out and swap it. I didn't have a choice. I would love to get some Halloween stuff. Unfortunately, it's July. But it is what it is. And someday we are definitely going to get that dragonfly, because we need it. Alright, we're running out of space. Let's go sell some stuff to Nook. We are so close to actually finishing both our collections, too, but it's just... You know, in terms of fish, it's literally wait. And in terms of bugs, it's catch the worst bug ever and then wait. Yep, the banded dragonfly. I've dedicated, like, the past 5 days or so to catch it. And 3 of those days it's rained. And the sad thing is, one of those days I actually did kinda catch it. But, like, the game's clipping messed up and just decided it jumped out of my net. Well, the banded dragonfly, at least in this version, is dictated by your player speed, so if you walk into any area slow, you should be able to catch it, but in my experience, every time I've caught the banded dragonfly, it's because it ran into a wall and then flew right at me, and I just got lucky. It is the worst bug in the game, bar none. And I mean, if stuff like scorpions and whatever didn't exist in the next games, it would probably be like the worst bug period in the entire series. Hey, glowy spot. 3,000 bells, thank you. Accidentally caught it while swinging for bees. That's how you do it. Like, that's the banded dragonfly right there. It is entirely just get really, really wildly lucky. The bug. And unfortunately, it's the only bug I need for the rest of this month. Short of the ants, which is just waiting on turnips to rot, really. I can get that whenever. And I have turnips sitting around just rotting anyway. But I need the banded dragonfly. It's the last collectible I need this month. And it's driving me crazy that I can't get it, because I know it's going to be a pain in the ass, so I want to get it sooner rather than later. I can go talk to Cube about your picture book. Alright, maybe Ketzel's got something for us as well. I wish we could get these 2 villagers in my town, or Pierce back in my town anyway, but... I know, Tangy. I'll take it to Tangy, sure. I don't think I ever bothered finishing Bugs and Fish in New Leaf, but, I think my problem was I just don't like the 3DS all that much. And part of my problem with the 3DS is, like, half the reason why I want a 3DS and half the reason why I bought the 3DS and half the games on it I can't play because it's region locked because Nintendo took a jump backwards from every other handheld they've ever made. In fact, I went on a huge rant about this during my review of Metarot that I had to record a couple days ago. It's like, I love this series, I want to own everything in it. Why are half the games in it on a console that won't play imports? That's your videotape. Yeah, I don't like playing on handhelds all that much either. I think my biggest problem is the batteries on those just wear down so quickly. Like, I still have my DS, just so I can, like, try and play some Game Boy Advance games on the go. Although I really need to get a GB ASP, but... Like, I can charge my DS to full, and it will play for about 2 minutes before turning red. Yeah, it's a good thing that the next Animal Crossing is console-based. Although, that's... Some people will debate whether the Switch is actually a console or a handheld. Honestly, I have never seen anyone use the Switch as a handheld. I don't know why you ever would, but some people apparently do. I will get your picture book for Mace. That's something I can do, Chow. But yeah, it's really good that we're getting a new console Animal Crossing. Because, well, I think it worked really well as a handheld, especially if you're the kind of person who plays this game for like 15 minutes at a time. It's just better on console. And now Ace is mad, so he can't talk to him. I don't have a Pro Controller or anything for my Switch, but, you know, I just use it as a console because I can't imagine ever using it not as a console. That just comes across as weird to me. I'm picking up, Ace. Cube. I think you're just shifting the blame, Ace. I think you gave it to Cube. You didn't steal it. It really does look good in dark purple. Wow, you have literally passed this book around to everybody in town. This is like the most popular book ever. It must be like the biggest must-read. Oh, really? The Switch only lasts 2 hours before it said. Well, I heard you can buy, like, charging stations and, like, third-party batteries that'll extend its life as a handheld, but I wouldn't want to do that, especially with, like, what is basically a brand new console. I think the idea of, you know, taking apart a brand new console just to improve its performance is a bad idea. Again, I don't have a lot of technical proficiency either, but the extent of whatever mods and stuff I've ever done is make my N64 region free so I can play Animal Crossing on it. And, you know, that was simple enough, I guess, but I don't know. I genuinely don't think I could do anything more. I tried swapping out a disc laser on my Dreamcast once, and I permanently destroyed it and had to buy a new one. And I still have, like, no good Dreamcast games. I don't care for the Joy-Cons myself, either. But that's because I played a lot of games that use them really stupidly. Like, if you put it in, like, that little plastic shell that sort of approximates a standard controller, that's a little better. But, like, have you ever played the remake to The World Ends With You with that, where you have to use it, like, as a pointer and as, like, a thing you have to swing, and you have to, like, recenter it every 2 seconds? It is the worst thing ever. Let's Go Pokemon was pretty bad for that, too. I gotta finish my Let's Play of that at some point, but, you know, those Joy-Cons, I think they've got a lot of potential, but the way they've mostly been used in games I've played just make me hate them. I would think about getting a Pro Controller myself, but the problem is, again, you know, this is my income. I'm living off $13 donated to my YouTube channel every month. I can't exactly afford very much, let alone, like, rent and everything, so, you know, buying a controller for a console I don't play all that much just isn't really all that logical to me. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's way too expensive, and I have basically no income. But, you know, I can still enjoy my Switch. Just as long as I don't ever have to play that remake to The World Ends With You anyway. When that happens, then I get really angry. Which is a sad thing, because it's one of my favorite games that they really, really made a terrible port of. But that's also because it's like a port of the iOS version on a console, which is a myriad of things that frustrate me too. Your watch from Quetzal. I can get that. Sure. Let's go find Quetzal and get his thing back. Yeah, my situation's kind of the same. You know, there was that whole thing where pretty much everybody on YouTube lost their income because of a couple idiots. And I don't have enough subscribers to make ad revenue back, so I'm living off Patreon donations, which is like 3 people who want to support me a little bit. And then I lost my other job because it was their 100-year anniversary and they decided to close up shop. And the job market here is awful right now. So I just can't find work. So I'm trying to live off my $13 a month from my very generous Patreon donors, who allow me to continue to do what I do, and I'm very appreciative of that. Yeah, YouTube has gone to shit, but, you know, the sad thing is, I joined it way too late as well, and I understand that, and I do game videos, so, like, it's a hugely flooded market as is, but the fact is, it's kind of the only way I'm ever going to achieve my dreams at this point. Because originally, like, I wanted to design games and stuff, and I started learning how to design games before I could even walk. And after about 15 years of work, a flood destroyed everything I'd ever done. And, you know, at that point, all I had was my passion. And it's like, well, I can try and talk about games with my passion on YouTube and see what happens, because that's kind of what I've got at this point. So I'm just slowly trying to build up a fan base and find some supporters who are willing to help me pay my way so that I can at least enjoy my life. It's tough, but you know, it's how I try and live my life as best I can. My YouTube is the same as my Twitch, is the same as everything else. It's Solo Wing Fury. I think there's spaces in my YouTube version. It's mostly game reviews, but I also have archival gameplay videos, which I'm thinking of starting to record on here just to branch out onto my Twitch, because I'm trying to branch out onto Twitch, which has gone about as well as YouTube has, just in case YouTube completely tanks. Okay, I gotta go to Rhoda for the picture book, got it. But, you know, I'm just trying to get myself out there, because at this point, that's like my trajectory if I actually want to have my dreams and be happy. And you know, I enjoy what I do, I just wish I was successful at it. I appreciate you following me there. Alright. And I appreciate you following me here. I'm almost close enough to get, like, the next level of whatever Twitch nonsense their tiered system is. Provided I get enough viewers on average, or whatever their system is. I just don't understand, like, the whole YouTube removing monetization from people, like, retroactively. That doesn't make sense. Well, the problem is, I've never been good at networking. Like, the funny thing is, I wanted to be a game reviewer since I've lost everything else, so I went and I took up journalism in college just to try and help my YouTube videos out to basically no success, but part of that is learning how to advertise and stuff. And as a project for that, across the entire year of taking that course, you had to advertise something. So I chose my channel because, you know, that's the obvious thing. I lost subscribers because of that. I'm just that bad at social media and advertising. I can't do it to save my life. It's just, it's not something I'm good at. And it's not for lack of trying, it's just for lack of, I guess, popularity, I don't know. Huh. Yeah, that might be the way to do it, is to make a bunch of friends for other channels and stuff, and, you know, branch out that way. The problem is I've also never had many friends. I know it's sort of like the generic line everyone on the internet says now, but I'm seriously socially anxious, so friends are a hard thing for me to really understand and work my way around. But, you know, I try my best to make people happy with my videos and stuff, and I hope that'll eventually get me rewarded by allowing me to continue to do what I do. What do I need to do for you? Glasses case for Pearl. Right. That's in the other town. What's Camel Frog need? Hey, drone beetle. I'm gonna catch this drone beetle. It'll make me feel better about today. I don't want to talk to you, Camel Frog. I want to catch that beetle in the background. Catch. Whoop. Hey, cicadas are out past 5. That's interesting. Well, I hope so. I've been trying to do my best to create quality content and do stuff daily and weekly. But, you know, the whole crux of trying to get big on all this stuff is, you know, getting noticed in the sea of everything else. Retention is important, but it's getting those initial views to be retained. And that's where I have a lot of trouble, I think. But I do my best to try and, you know, engage my viewers and try and make stuff quality. Drone beetle. I think my inventory's full. Let's go sell some stuff. Oh, hey, we actually have enough for a bank deposit. Awesome. This. Don't need that. Don't need that. Wow, they give us like a full regal set. Alright. Yeah, you're right. It's all about finding some initial people and, you know, just persevering until that sort of web expands. And you get lots of viewers. I get you. It's sort of the same more or less on YouTube. But the problem is I've been at that for half a decade and I still don't even have 1,000 subs. I've been at this for a year and I still don't have 50. And just recently I've like noticed for every one I get, like I lose 2 or something like that. So it's like every step I get a little closer, I step back. But I know those things are like ebb and flow. Sometimes you have moments where you lose people, sometimes you don't. I think I'm running out of stuff. Yep, I've streamed for about 0 people for about a year. I've been streaming for 0 people recently. I think the problem is that I do this really, really late in the day. But I kind of have to because I'm busy with all sorts of other stuff on my channel during the day. So I know I do this way later than I probably should. But, you know. Chow, do you need something? Because I'm running out of stuff for people to do. And stuff to give me. I'm just going to hit you with a net for a while. That'll be fun. It also doesn't help that the games I tend to play are largely very obscure. Which is a double-edged sword. It means, you know, if people are looking for what you were doing, you know, you're pretty much the monopoly, but on the other hand, you know, people have to want to know what you're playing, and that's kind of a problem in and of itself. Well, I appreciate that, because I am streaming Animal Crossing every night, usually a little before when I started this, but today and this entire week I've been starting later just because I want to catch the banded dragonfly, and I've been feeling extra crap this week, so I've been starting a little late, when my tone is actually very much closed. I'm just going to the next town over. But there's certainly going to be lots of Animal Crossing around here. We still have to finish off our collection, for one thing. And catch that damn dragonfly. And one of these days, it's not going to be raining, and I'll be able to do that, and it will be glorious. But, I do think we've done everything in the... Oh! Before we leave... Mario Party's good. I've not played Mario Party in forever. I really want to get a copy of Mario Party 2, though. That was a fun one. Because the first one was just pain, and the third one was mostly just reusing Paper Mario assets. And then after that, it wasn't really worth talking about too much. Although I say that, I'm playing on a GameCube that has a little plastic clip for the Mario Party microphone thing. Oh, I got that for Odama back in the day. And then someone stole the microphone and the game. Alright, well, I got nothing more to do around here. Time to go home, I guess. Work on our super garden. Which just makes me realize how much of a port of the N64 version this is, because it won't spawn more than one bug on screen at a time. When in reality, all the flowers should have bugs on them. Well, you know that and the fact that you could remove this from your GameCube and play it perfectly fine without ever loading anything once you start up. Because it was just that small of a game. Well, I definitely appreciate it if you want to raid me. You know, provided you end your hiatus and stuff. You know, any amount of help is definitely appreciated because Lord knows I need it. But, you know, just do the best that you can. It'll all work out somehow. Gotta believe that. Well, I really wish I could strap rocket shoes to freaking Rover over here, because he's just so slow. Or throw him out the window so I don't have to talk to him again. Or have the animals invent teleportation or something faster than trains, because I hate talking to Rover. He's the second worst person in Animal Crossing next to Cody Brainfart. With his stupid talking so slow and only ever saying 2 lines of dialogue and forgetting he talks to me even though he talks to me every day. They really need to program some better lines of dialogue into Rover or something. Alright, our turnip is continuing to rot. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, it's from the HRA. That's fine then. As long as Pearl hasn't told me she's left, I'm happy. Alright, let's go plunk these down. Oh well, I know how it is, you know. But if people really like their work, or your work, they'll hang around, even if it's been a while. I want to fill this entire town with flowers. It's going to be the greatest garden ever. Unfortunately, realistically speaking, we're about here, and the year is about 60% over, and we've only done up to the river over here, so if we're lucky, we'll make it down to the ocean, but we won't even be able to get this half the thing done. At least within a year, which is kind of the time frame I want to play this in. After that, I'm thinking of playing something else, although I'm not sure what offhand. I was kind of kicking around the idea of playing some Opuna, but then I realized I forgot how that game ends, and I'm a little worried about getting lost in the starting area again. Because Opuna was really bad for that. Great game, though. Just terrible starting area. And it's kind of surprising no one really knows about that game, seeing as it's kind of like this generation's equivalent of Earthbound. I think the most impressive thing about our garden here is, unlike later Animal Crossing games where flowers spread, in this game they don't. I had to manually buy and plant every single one of them. And I actively didn't run through any of them or I would destroy them. Unlike the villagers, which, you know, they can run through the flowers all they want. Not that I'm at all jealous about that. Alright. Huh. Cookies hanging about. Is the town still perfect? If it's not, I'm going to be sad. Oh, good. The town is still perfect. Well, the thing about playing niche games, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's going to attract the few people that actually know and are interested about the game, but the problem is that's not going to be a lot of people, at least in my experience for the games I play. So yeah, you're not going to be buried under like the 1,000,001 other people all playing like Super Mario Maker or Minecraft or whatever, but you know, you have to find like that one person who's actually going to actively search for what you're doing, and that's the tricky bit. There's the gyroid we're looking for, and it's a Lamantoid. Ugh. Darn it. I want the Droploid, and that one Crocoid, and that one Squelchoid, and that one Howloid. Hate Rustoids. I'm stuck in a loop of not getting any of the gyroids I want. It's truly sad. Oh yeah, Proto used to live here. It's weird that it's empty. Our town is like empty of all villagers. It's really sad. Alright. Ooh, let's get rid of this. Well, you're certainly a rarity to browse by game in my experience. Granted, I don't really watch anyone on Twitch myself. It's a weird thing to say, but, you know, I work 20 hours a day on my YouTube channel. I don't have time on the internet for the internet itself. I don't get to watch very much of anything, because I'm too busy, you know, making my own stuff. All I can do is the best that I can and hope it works out. Ah, Sahara. But I don't need to deal with Sahara right now. Yes, Sahara is one of those two fascinating villagers that got a complete gender change depending on which version you're playing. And it's one of 3 characters that it basically got a redesign depending on which version you're playing, but I don't need to deal with her. She makes you pay for stuff, and also, I already have all the carpets I need from her. Yeah, it is a lot of work, and you know, that's sort of the thing. It's ultimately not brought down by how much time or effort, or even how quality your product is at the end of the day. It's all about popularity, and that's what's frustrating. Especially because I've never really been popular in my life. You know, I work hard, and, you know, hopefully all those hours I put in will eventually pay off, but, you know, there's no guarantees. All you can do is keep pushing forward in hopes and in the understanding that doing so is what makes you happy, and not do it for a reward or any kind. I kind of have to do it the other way just by virtue of it's kind of all I have right now, but the fact is, you know, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I just wish I was doing it well enough that I was actually successful at it. Yeah, editing can be a tough thing to do. I definitely know that when I got my new computer last year, I had to give up Windows Movie Maker, which is what I started with. And, you know, for anyone out there listening to this thinking they can make videos on Windows Movie Maker, don't make videos on Windows Movie Maker. That thing is made for slideshows, not actual movies. But I actually had to learn Sony Vegas, which was a very complicated process. Just learning it took me forever, just because I went from like a ridiculously easy interface to a slightly more complex one. But, you know, it's worth it in the end if, you know, it makes people happy and they enjoy what I do. And it means that I can continue to do what I do and try and enjoy life. And I think that's kind of why I do what I do. You know, I'm not doing this necessarily for a reward or anything. I'm doing this because it's ultimately what's going to make me happy and bring me close to my dreams. And I just ran through a flower crap. But, you know, being successful to, you know, be able to actually pay my rent and stuff would be nice. I was actually surprised at how quick I learned Vegas, but it did take me a while. It wasn't even understanding how to work it. Like, I understood how to make it work. I just couldn't understand what I was looking at when I looked at the interface. Like, all the different boards for audio and video. And honestly, I'm still learning, like, all sorts of stuff about it. Like, I don't know how to do overlays or anything. Not that I've ever really bothered using overlays, but, you know, Vegas is still something I'm trying to learn a little bit. Our turnip should be done in a couple days, and then we can finally get ants. And then that'll just leave 2 bugs for us. That'll be exciting. We are so close to finishing this stuff up, but that banded dragonfly, that is the gatekeeper, so to speak. Ah, I wanted to catch you, stag beetle, because you're worth the big bells. And yeah, and that's it, you know. I was actually kind of saying the exact same thing a few days ago on one of the forums for Super Mario Maker. Like, someone was complaining that no one was playing his levels, and, you know, all I could really say is, look, if you're enjoying what you're doing, that's the important thing. If people aren't playing it and you're taking it to heart, and, you know, that's bad for you, then you've got two options. You can give up and, you know, regret ever starting, or you can keep going and hope that eventually someone will pay your stuff and you'll enjoy it. But the important thing is not to work for some sort of theoretical invisible reward that, you know, whatever online community can give you, but rather, you know, do it because you like it. Because it's your time and effort that's going into it. And it's the same with anything, really, just being creative. Now, the fact that I'm trying to do that as a job, successfully or not, kind of being irrelevant, but, you know, do it because you like it, and it makes things a lot easier, because it's not really a job at that point. Because, you know, if you like what you do, you never work a day in your life, so to speak. It's a very true idiom. Valuable treasure in F5, I found it, and I almost drowned, thanks Cube. I think we got everything. Got an inventory full of beetles. I might swap this stuff into my inventory and see if we can catch two more. I'm thinking about, after I get some food in me, maybe just plopping some gameplay of Gomon up for a review I'm gonna do. Just because I thought that might be fun, just as an experiment as well, so that could be fun to do. I want to play Gomon for a while anyway. I'm so behind in reviews right now, though, so I gotta, like, get 2 done every week for a little while. Which is definitely pushing my time a little bit. But, you know, it's fun to do. A lot of time, effort, and, you know, blood, sweat, and tears, but it's fun. And that's the important thing. Are we going to find a big giant beetle that we can sell for a lot of bells tomorrow? There should be one around here, I would think. I appreciate that. You know, I really could use the views. It helps. It makes this a lot less lonely than me just talking to myself, which is what I do often. So I definitely appreciate you swinging by. I'm probably going to cut the stream pretty soon anyway. I'm just looking for one more beetle for our inventory, and there it is. And it's the giant beetle. Awesome. That's gonna sell for some bells tomorrow. Alright, let's go mail some stuff and then call it a day. After we get rid of these weeds, because our town must be perfect. Wonder when Wisp spawns. I genuinely can't remember. I think it's like 3 AM or something like that. Okay, so we gotta mail 4 letters. I'm pretty good at talking to myself, but that's, again, because I've been very, very lonely most of my life. As someone once said, you know, sometimes you gotta talk to yourself because it's the only way to have an intelligent conversation. So I've gotten very good at it over the years, but, you know. These are also getting put up on my YouTube channel as, like, an archive. So, you know, eventually someone's gonna watch it, I hope. Probably not. And that's 3 million bells. I don't think I get a reward for that. I think the next reward is 5 million, but still, 3 million bells. It's true, YouTube does make that less awkward if you put yourself in the mindset that, you know, it's eventually going to be seen by someone. Although my Animal Crossing videos are mostly 0 views. Most people come to my channel for reviews and to make fun of me. One of those two things. And seriously, at some point we gotta clean this place up. I don't have the piggy bank. I've got the tissues. I don't know what the piggy bank is for. I think the piggy bank is 5 million, though. I think that's the first two. I think it's tissues, piggy bank. You get like a mailbox, and then I think you get the post office model, which frustrates me because an idea I had very early on is I kind of wanted to make like a scale model of the town in my basement. Just because why not? Like, just make a replica of the map, but you can't do it without spending a lot of things. And also the museum model takes up 2 squares, so it wouldn't really work all that well. I do believe it's tissues, piggy bank, mailbox, and then you get the model. But the model is something like, I want to say like 1 billion bells or something stupid. Yeah, the piggy bank's great because you can donate your bells to the, I think they do go straight to the bank as well, but the problem is, you know, it happens one at a time, so unless you're actively, like, trying to lower it one at a time, it's just such a waste of time. But it's a fun little prop, if nothing else, and it's, I mean, it's more than a box of tissues you get for donating 1 million bells. What the hell is up with that anyway? That is such a waste of bells for tissues. I could go to the store and get them for, like, 5 cents. That is such a weird thing. No, I'm pretty sure if you deposit your bells into a piggy bank, they do actually go straight to your bank. It's just, it's very, very slow and one at a time, so it takes forever. Anyway, I think that'll be it for tonight, because, you know, honestly, we didn't catch a bug or anything, but, you know, if nothing else, we helped some villagers out. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know when we go live, because we do this every night, as well as weekly Pokemon Let's Plays, where I'm really bad at Pokemon Ruby, because, wow, I'm awful at my favorite Pokemon game, as well as other stuff when I have the time, which is very rarely. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see over 1,000 videos waiting just for you, and not just Animal Crossing, but all sorts of videos from pretty much any genre you could imagine. I have played some weird games. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is yell at Rover and bring a rain cloud with me everywhere I go, because I cannot for the life of me even get the conditions to catch a dragonfly. But you do get yourself on the Discord, where we can talk about awesome things like finally hitting 3 million bells and catching the giant stag beetle, because those are both awesome things on a really crap day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.